Not every one of your friends is happy for your progress towards marriage. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Sherna, for anyone who's a new subscriber. I know it's been a hot minute, but that's because I went off and had my wedding, and I've just really been doing married life with my husband for a little while. So I do apologize for the gap, but I am back and I hope you're all doing well. Today, I wanted to actually talk about frenemies. And this is a friend who you think is a friend, but really they're an enemy. Now, why am I talking about frenemies today? Because these people really do exist in your network. When I looked up the word enemy, it says, person who hates or opposes another person and tries to harm them or stop them from doing something. I watched Married at First Sight. Bao, during this episode, she touches on something really key. She says, look, I have purposefully decided not to tell that particular friend stuff about you and our marriage purely because that is a friend who always advises me wrongly when I'm in relationships. Now, in today's video, I really want to just touch on this issue. Out of the list I'm going to share, if you find yourself doing any of the following, it's likely you're dealing with an envious friend or an enemy or a frenemy or a hater, however you want to describe it. You kind of tend to keep joyful, happy news to yourself, something that is really going well in your life. Maybe you just got engaged and maybe you think, oh, I want to call them, but then something in your gut tells you, don't make that call now. No, tell them last, or just tell them later, or let them find out on social media. Like, just don't even go there. There's something in you that stops you. It's probably a sign that you're dealing with someone who's not really going to be happy for you. You're not sure if they're going to actually be okay. You're worried about having to kind of manage their emotions, manage their reactions, because you don't anticipate them to be happy and genuinely over the moon for you. Maybe you're having to downplay your actual news. Maybe you're having to like withhold the smile or withhold, making a big deal about something that's gone really well, because you and I both know that that person is going to visibly be distressed, angry, irritated, frustrated. They're going to make some passive aggressive comment. They're going to actually now be trying to jokingly, throw some criticism about maybe what you wore, or why did you do that, or giving you some side eye. Like, you're going to see some passive aggressive behavior from them off the back of you sharing something that is a step towards your goal, or a step in the direction you've wanted to go for a long time. You just sense some kind of energy coming off them that's quite difficult. It feels like, have we got an issue? Is there an issue between us? These are the signs, guys, that your body is often communicating that, hey, something isn't right here. And I really think it's important to really listen and stay plugged into those gut reactions, because they are often God's own little way of giving us that internal navigation system that something is off here. Another thing could be that actually you yourself are hiding your own steps you're taking. You're worried about, one, them trying to talk you out of it, them trying to make you second guess your decision, them trying to undermine the decision you've made. They might just be those kind of enemies where they're very much in competition with you. So they want to be the first to do something. They want to be the first to buy a property, or the first to get married. They want to be the first in whatever that they're doing, and you follow. And anytime you seem to be moving out of that position of just being the follower, or the second person to do something, or the last person to do something, and maybe you move ahead, there's an issue, there's a conflict, there's a tension. Another sign that you're actually dealing with an envious person who's masking as a friend is that, one, they are quite happy when your life ends up going not in the direction you want it to go. Like, take for example the situation with Bao and her husband Johnny. Their marriage is going through challenges from the jump of this marriage. There's conflict between them both. They don't seem to be on the same page. They're having issues in how they communicate, what their needs are, what their wants are, how they feel. And that friend is quite happy to kind of give bad advice or give advice that would lead to a breakup rather than them working to resolve it. And in all fairness, they're quite comfortable to sit in that position of telling you, hey, just leave. Don't worry about it. Move on. So your suffering, your challenges, the bad things that occur in your life, they are very okay with being a part of, hearing all about it and then saying, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, it's cool, with a smile. There's very little real empathy there. You want to be careful of friends like that, especially if you are married, because you don't want anyone to come between that union with yourself and your husband, or your husband and your wife. It's just, you never want to be in a situation where that kind of advice is the first go-to advice you're getting, because it's likely after some time you could start to feel like, yeah, you're right. My husband just ain't getting it. Or my wife, she ain't the same. I just don't like her anymore. We just don't seem to be working, without actually putting some work in to make the marriage work. Another sign that you're dealing with an envious person is that they just actually are very critical of you, or what you're wearing, or what you're doing, or the decisions you made. Like, they always have a little something to say, and is often not coming from a genuine place of, hey, I just want to give some feedback. It's often coming from a very uppity, I wouldn't do that. Oh, that doesn't look so good. Oof, that looks a bit trash. Oh, that looks a bit cheap. Yeah, they always have a snarly, nasty, unnecessary, unwarranted comment to make rather than actual good, healthy, genuine feedback. Another sign you might be dealing with a frenemy is that they often are just very difficult. They can be quite controlling. If they don't get their way, if you don't do things their way on their terms, they actually just are upset with you. They genuinely just throw what could be like a silent tantrum. They might give you the silent treatment. They might start treating you or talking to you in a way that's quite derogatory or rude. And actually, they're just, when you try to raise it or you try to bring it to the surface in a respectful, manner as a friend you think you're dealing with. So you're trying to tell them, hey, look, I don't think that was appropriate. I feel like you might have overstepped your mark. I didn't like the way you spoke to me. They try to almost gaslight you into feeling like, what are you talking about? Like, you're being hypersensitive, or you're overreacting, or you're being a drama queen, or, oh my God, I didn't know you was that sensitive. They constantly invalidate how you're feeling and what you need. Another thing is they love to bring old stuff up about your past relationships. They overshare information about you with others. And this is exactly what happened with Bao and Johnny. Her friend was oversharing information about her past relationships with her current husband. That was not her place to say. It was not her place to share. And it was just inappropriate. And this is one of the signs where that person who you thought might have been your best friend, you've told them some of your deep, dark secrets. And actually, they will use that same information against you at a later stage. This is enemy territory, guys, and you have to be able to call it for what it is. Listen, this person is always asking you the questions, always trying to tease out information about your life, what you're doing, your marriage, your relationship, what's going on with you, where you're at, what you're doing, like constantly. But you never get anything back from them. They never open up about their mess, their relationship issues, their work struggles, their debts, their messier parts. But they know all of your stuff. And you're thinking, okay, I'm the mess up here. Like, out of the two of us, you've got all your ish together and I'm a hot mess. That's how it's left feeling. There's always this dynamic of you looking at them, like almost idolizing them as the friend who's almost got it all together, and you feel like I'm the mess up out of the two of us, because they always have you oversharing or just sharing and opening up about whatever's going on in your life. but you never ever get all their tea, their mess. So it's always a bit of an imbalance in the relationship. I've given you a few signs that you might be dealing with a frenemy. These people can be very competitive. They can be very jealous of you. So guys, remember to post a comment below. Tell me if you've experienced any frenemies. And of course, remember to hit that like button and the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, you're so hot and cold, warm in the middle. You got my heartbeat skipping, doing paradiddle.